This next video we're going to talk about purchase order reports. The main one is going to be under reporting, inventory and purchase orders, and purchase order reports. This report can give you a lot of information on exactly what's on order, whether it's units, cost, or retail, what the order date is, the ship date, the cancel date, what you originally ordered, what you received so far and what the balance is, and totals for all of that, spread out through classes. So just like any report, you have the report name up at the top, where if you wanted to name it, select your criteria and save it, you could do so. You have the output method. The default is PDF, just means it's a report format that you look at. Or you can also do Excel or Comment Limited. We're going to do PDF for this. In this report, you have two different tabs. You have the report options and you have the report criteria. We're going to start with the report options tab. So the first part is, how do you want to sort the results? So how do I want to sort it? In order of supplier, where it sorts this report by supplier, or by PO number, your purchase order numbers, or by ship date. We're going to do this one by supplier. Then we have, what details do you want to show? Do I want SKU detail, where it's going to list, here's the supplier and here's every SKU what I have on order, or do I just want to do it by SKU, by PO, or by store? The SKU will list just the SKUs. It won't have all of the SKU and the size detail. The PO will just list the PO number, and it won't have the SKUs or the size detail. And the store will just list each store and what's on order. For this one, we're going to choose SKU detail. Then we have the next section of, which POs would you like to include? Do you want to look at just at-once POs, future POs, special order POs, or open POs only? I'm going to go ahead and select at-once POs and future POs. But if I only wanted to look at anything that I had coded to special orders, I could click on the special order POs. And the other option is open POs. If I only want to look at purchase orders that have something left to receive, I could click on open POs only. And the general options I have include ASN carton information and include only POs with ASN cartons. This is just for New Balance concept stores. Now I can select my date ranges on this report. So the first one is, what is the date range for shipping? So if I want to look at just the ship dates, if I want to look at all the POs that are scheduled to ship from November through December, I can choose that. So I have all my options here. I can choose week to date, previous week, all of these options. If I wanted to just put a date range in, I could just put a selected dates, and I could choose from what date to what date for the ship date. Then I have, what is the date range for ordering? So this looks at the order date. If I want to look at only orders that were ordered in a particular date range, that's where I can choose that. Then the other one is, what is a date range for canceling? So if I want to look at orders that have a cancel date from this period and this period, I can go ahead and select any of these options, or select the dates where I can just put the date range in. And the last one is, what is the date range for last received? So if I just wanted orders that were last received from a certain period, I could choose this selection. For this example, I'm just going to leave all of these blank because I want to look at all of my purchase orders. Then I'm going to click on Report Criteria. This is where I can be selective on certain criteria. So if I just wanted to do it for a particular store or for a particular supplier, maybe I just wanted to know New Balance and everything that was on order for New Balance, I could be selective and choose that supplier. And I can select multiple suppliers as well. I can do that by putting a comma to separate those suppliers. In this example, I'm just going to leave that blank because I want to look at all my suppliers. And then I can do the same for classes. If I want to be selective on the class, I can click on the drop down for class and maybe only choose one particular class or a couple different classes just by checking what I want. I can do it by color, by SKU or SKUs, by a particular PO. Maybe I only want to look at a particular PO number and that's it. Then I can go down to by PO number and put that PO number in. And you can use the lookup for the POs as well to select it. Then the other option is product custom entries. So if I have any product custom entries, I can be selective there if I only want to choose that custom entry. And that'll only do those POs. There's also the exclude checkboxes. So if I wanted to do everything but a particular supplier or class, I could click on the exclude checkbox. In this example, I'm just going to look at everything. So I'm going to click on Add Job and Run down at the bottom. This will bring you to the report history. So you can click on the purchase order reports, click on Open. This will then bring that report up on the screen. So if you want to make it bigger, you can click on the zoom in tool and click on the page, and that'll make that bigger for you. Since I did an entire report on everything that I have on order, I did by supplier and SKU details, so you'll see the PO number. I sorted it by supplier, so you'll see the first supplier and that first PO number, the order date, ship date, cancel date, payment date, last received, confirmation. You'll see the account number, the terms, ship via, back order, split shipment, and if it's a special order. Then it moves down into the SKU number, the description, the color, the class, and then it tells you exactly what you ordered, received, and what's left to receive. It'll show the quantities of each size in that section. You'll also get totals for each PO as well. So you'll see the PO totals and exactly the quantities that you originally ordered, the quantities that you received, and then the quantities that are left to receive. And then at the very end of the report, it will split it out by the classes. So you'll get a complete total of everything that you ordered based on the criteria that you selected for this report. It will show you the class, and it will break it out by units by the quantity that you ordered, received, over received, and open. You'll also see cost for each class, what you've ordered, received, over received, and what's left to receive. And then you'll also get retail, same thing, ordered, received, over received, and what's left to receive. So that gives you all your totals at the end. So in this report, you can run this report many different ways, whether you want everything or whether you just need specific things, only by a certain ship date range, order date range. You want to do it for just particular suppliers or classes, or you just want to do it for one particular PO or a couple different POs. So you can be selective however you need to be, or if you want to do it for everything that you have on order. And that is how you run the purchase order reports and what is on it.